Yes, this is not a joke. They added a trampoline and changed the icon for Flexwood from the significant changes in the game, and this video will be dedicated to the trampoline, which is easier than easy to craft. The recipe is on the screen, and now I will just have fun jumping to the end of the video, instead of shooting about new cool things that are not there. Thank you for your attention. Like and share this video about a very large-scale update. You are not mistaken, LEGO Fortnite has released a new update version 28.10, which adds a lot of new features and improvements to the game. And I will tell you about all the changes that you can expect from this update. So sit back, subscribe to my channel, like this video, subscribe, and let's get started. The first and perhaps the most important change is the addition of launch pads. This is a new toy that you can build to quickly get anywhere. Just place the launch pad on the ground, jump on it, and then unfold the glider. You can fold the glider from level 3 crafting bench. For extra fun, try placing the launch pad on the dynamic foundation. This will allow you to fly in the air like a real superhero and amaze your friends with your tricks. I've already tried it, and it's very fun and convenient. You can use launch pads to quickly move around the map, avoid enemies, overcome obstacles, or just enjoy the beautiful views. This is one of the best features that have been added to the game, and I'm very glad they did it. But that's not all, friends. Update version 28.10 also brought a lot of other improvements that will make your building easier and better. Look what else has changed. Now, when you place a building, it automatically removes any small bushes, stones, or plants that interfere. You can now more reliably place buildings on slopes. Want more building parts? Various new sizes and styles have been added for floors, walls, and roofs, so you can fill in the gaps and have more options. You can now cancel the building that you started. This will leave any parts that you have already placed, and delete the blue preview parts, so you can continue to customize your creation. It is now more obvious when you use snap mode, and more snap points have been added to building parts, so they connect more easily. I think these changes will greatly improve your gaming experience, and you will be able to build even more incredible things. I've already seen some very cool creations in LEGO Fortnite, and I want to thank you all for your creativity and imagination. You are the best community, and I'm very happy that you watch my videos. But that's not the end, friends. Update version 28.10 also added some new things for village mode. This is the mode where you can create your own village, invite villagers, give them tasks, trade with them, and protect them from enemies. This is a very interesting and relaxing mode that lets you feel like part of the world of LEGO Fortnite. And here's what's new in this mode. Bushranger, Rustler, and Tomato Head can now appear as potential villagers who will join your adventure. Villages can now be instantly deleted with the Delete Village option in the village square. This new option is available to the world owner and key players. Don't want a villager in town? You can now delete them by getting rid of their bed, and then asking them to leave. I think these are very useful and flexible options that will give you more control over your village. You can experiment with different villagers, create different villages, or just clean your village from unwanted guests. I already have some villagers in my village, and they are very cute and helpful. They help me collect resources, grow plants, cook food, and much more. But you should remember that you can't have more than 10 villagers in your village, so choose them wisely. But that's not all, friends. Update version 28.10 also added some other things that you can find in the game. Look what else is new! Rewards from chests have been improved with better loot, especially those that you get for fighting enemies and solving puzzles. Blasters have come out of their caves and can be found in the desert, making blast cores easier to get. Speaking of caves, brutes have found their way to some of them, be careful there. Hermit crabs now attack your villagers, and they fight back. You can now get rid of any unwanted items, such as skeleton's hoe, winky face, by throwing them into the campfire. We added a legend to the map to show the respawn points and backpacks of the players. I think these changes will greatly improve your game, and you will be able to get more enjoyment from LEGO Fortnite. I've already tried some of them, and I can say that they are very cool and interesting. You can find more treasures, fight new enemies, take care of your villagers, and much more. This is a very diverse and exciting game, and I'm very glad that you play it with me. But that's not the end, friends. Update version 28.10 also added some new outfits that you can use in LEGO Fortnite. As you know, you can choose different outfits to dress up your character in the game. But not all outfits have LEGO style, which makes them look like real LEGO figures. Now you can eat without stopping. Yes, you heard right. You can grab your breakfasts, lunches, and dinners while running, jumping, or swimming. This is very convenient when you want to quickly restore your health or stamina without wasting time on stopping. But be careful, don't choke. You will no longer automatically pick up tools that you find on your way. You know how it happens when you want to pick up some cool sword or bow, but you already have a full inventory of useless things that you picked up mindlessly? Now this will not happen. You decide what you want to have in your inventory and what not. Just press the pickup button when you see something interesting, and you will get it. But don't forget, you have a limited amount of space, so choose wisely. Arrows from the crossbow now have a slightly lower speed and a more natural flight trajectory. This makes the crossbow more realistic and challenging for those who love to shoot from it. You have to be more accurate and take into account the distance and gravity when you aim at your enemies. But don't worry, if you are a skilled shooter, you can still make some amazing shots. You can now ping places in the world. This is very useful when you play with friends or with other players, and you want to show them where something is or where you want to go. Just press the ping button when you look at an object or a place, and you will see a small marker that is visible to everyone. You can ping anything, anywhere, anytime. This will help you communicate with other players without words. You can stack items in chests. This is also very convenient when you want to keep your inventory organized and save space. If you have several identical items, such as wood, stone, or eggs, you can put them in a chest, and they will be stacked together in one slot. This also works when you drag or drop items in chests, or use quick actions to deposit or withdraw items. You will no longer have chests full of identical items that take up a lot of space. Villagers can now open doors. Yes, you heard right. Villagers have become smarter and learned to use doors, just like you. This means that you can build houses for villagers, and they will enter and exit them as they please. This also means that you have to be more careful when you build doors, because villagers can open them not only for themselves, but also for animals or enemies. So be smart when you choose where and how you place doors. Sheep now have more health. This makes them more resistant to attacks and dangers. You have to spend more time and resources to hunt them or tame them. But this also makes them more useful for you if you can make them your friends. Sheep can carry you on their back, give you wool and meat. You can even dress them in different costumes, which make them even cuter. Jet engines, balloons, switches, and wheels now give resources back when you destroy them. Fixed a bug that caused food to not fill the correct amount of hunger when you played with some languages of the game. Fixed a bug that caused other players who joined your world to appear far away from everyone else. Fixed a bug that caused you to sometimes spawn in or under buildings. Chests no longer appear in the air when you load into the world. This makes the game more realistic and logical. You will no longer see chests hanging above the ground or above the water, as if they have invisible strings. You will now be able to find chests only in places where they are supposed to be, such as in houses, caves, or on ships. Boulders no longer change their location when you load into the world. This also makes the game more realistic and logical. You will no longer see boulders moving from one place to another, as if they have their own will. You will now be able to plan your actions and strategies, knowing where the boulders are, and use them for your benefit. Destroyed crafting stations no longer appear sometimes when you load into the world. This makes the game more fair and balanced. You will no longer see crafting stations that you have already destroyed, but which strangely come back to life when you return to the world. You will now be able to be sure that your actions have consequences, and that you do not lose your resources in vain. Now attacks hit and damage enemies more consistently. This makes the game more satisfying and exciting. You will no longer see your hits go through enemies, or your arrows fly past them, doing nothing to them. You will now be able to be sure that your attacks have an effect, and that you can defeat your enemies, if you use your skills and tactics. Sheep, cows, and chickens no longer walk through fences. This makes the game more realistic and logical. You will no longer see animals go through fences, as if they are transparent, or get stuck in them, as if they are sticky. You will now be able to build enclosures for animals, and they will stay in them if you do not open the doors. You will also be able to protect your animals from enemies, who will not be able to go through fences. Now the closest creatures no longer randomly do not survive when the player does not survive. This makes the game more fair and balanced. You will no longer see your friends, animals, or villagers die with you when you do not survive from an attack, fall, or other reason. You will now be able to be sure that your allies have their chances of survival and that you can return to them when you respawn. The things that you stored in chests are no longer sometimes invisible to other players. This makes the game more realistic and logical. You will no longer see your things disappear from chests. You will notice this is an improvement in frame rate when you look at the water. Now it looks more realistic and smooth. But that's not all. If you accidentally exit your world and quickly return, you will see a new message that says that your world is closing and restarting. So you will not be able to lose your progress or encounter errors. In addition, the developers improved the stability of the game to reduce the likelihood of crashes. So you can play calmly without interruptions. I know that you love to experiment with different objects and see how they interact. Now you will have even more opportunities for this. For example, supply drops now fall more naturally and do not get stuck in the air. You can use them to create traps or surprises for other players. Or you can build large structures, which are now more stable and less prone to destruction. But if you still want to break something, you will not lose your resources, because they will not fall under the ground and disappear. You will be able to collect them and use them again. Another interesting thing that you can do is use dynamic foundations. These are special blocks that can be moved by thrusters or wheels. You can create mobile buildings, vehicles, or even flying machines. The developers fixed some problems that were with these blocks. Now they will not go back when you push them or refuse to move when you return to your world. Also, they will not be out of sync for other players in the world. So you can show your creations to your friends or strangers. Another thing that you can do with dynamic foundations is attach wheels to them. You can create different wheeled vehicles that will move around the world. But be careful, because the developers fixed the problem when wheels slid off the attachment point or disappeared when you moved around the world. Now they will stay in place and not disappear. But if you want to fly, you can use balloons or thrusters. They allow you to rise in the air and move around the world. But now you will not break your structure if you travel long distances. The developers fixed the problem when parts broke off from the base during long flights. And the last thing I want to tell you about physics is movable objects. You can interact with different things that you find in the world, such as trees, stones, boxes, etc. You can lift them, throw them, push them, or pull them. But now you will have more control over them. The developers fixed the problem when movable objects trembled and knocked players off them. Now they will be more stable and not throw you off. You will also have more predictability when you push objects, such as logs. They will not get stuck or bounce. You will be able to move them easily around the world. Well, friends, that's all I wanted to tell you about the update version 28.10 in LEGO Fortnite. I think this is a very cool and important update that adds a lot of new possibilities and improves the game. I'm very happy that you play this game with me, and I want to thank you for your support and interest. You are the best viewers, and I'm very grateful to you for that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment what you think about the update, and share this video with your friends. This will help me a lot, and I will be very grateful to you for that. And don't forget that I will release more videos about LEGO Fortnite, where I will show you my creations, my adventures, my villagers, and much more. So don't miss them, and stay with me. This was me, your favorite YouTuber, and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.